Hello everyone and welcome back to Bitwig Studio and Music Production. This is lesson 5.23, and in this lesson we're going to talk about adding yet another element into our bass oscillator to give us even more variation, more timbral changes, and just generally a more interesting sound for us to listen to. And that's going to be the sub level. Okay, so we have both the sub level and the sub pulse width. So right now, if I have just my saw wave playing, we can see that here. If I bring up the sub level, the sub is going to start to introduce to us, and again, this is in percentage, so if you go 100%, you're only going to be hearing sub. It's going to give us, as you can see, a square wave, and we can tell the difference here between this square wave and this square wave. The duty cycle is slower, which is indicating to us that this is an octave below. So we're going to get a square wave an octave below our fundamental. So here we go. Let's play this back. And in this particular case, it's actually going 2 octaves below our saw wave at C3, and that's because we know if we go to a saw wave here, we're playing this back at C2, and if I put a sub on top of that, it has to go lower, so it's going to come in at C1, assuming I'm hitting a C3 key. Okay, very cool, so we can come up with a nice mix between the two. And now I could also adjust the pulse width specifically of the sub, and you can see how that impacts our waveform here. Really cool looking wave. We can also then change and mess around with the pulse width of our first shaper here and see what we can get. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll play with the pulse width of the sub first, and then we'll play with the pulse width on our original shape. Just look at this harmonic series we're able to generate. And this is all just coming from one oscillator, nothing else. I'm trying to show you guys how much power there is in each and every dial you come across on a synthesizer. And it's about how you combine those. And it's just amazing what you can do with sound this way. So really, really cool. Start messing around with adding in a bit of sub, and you can even adjust the pulse width on that if you're so inclined. Thanks a lot, and you'll hear from me again in the next lesson. Take care.